What's up, grappling fans? My name's John Evans, and as advertised, I am back again today for your second Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament match breakdown. Today's match is going to be another one from the 2013 Pan American Games. This one is with Bruno Malfacine in the black belt division. If you don't know Bruno, he is awesome. This guy is one of the best grapplers at the weight. In fact, arguably the best in the world. Fantastic grappler. Always fun to watch him compete. So let's go ahead and get to that match here. And Bruno is the one with his back facing us. His opponent is facing us here with the green and yellow patches on his gi. This match also just started, but it's very early in the match. I don't believe that any points have been scored yet, and I think this is just a double guard pull. So let's go ahead and get this one going. And Bruno makes his grip. He's got the collar here, and he is definitely playing guard. His opponent comes to the top. Bruno with his grip over the back, usually that means you're going to elevate your opponent and pull him back to this side. It's kind of like a reverse scissor sweep, and that's exactly what he does, and he gets a sweep with it. That was a really clean sweep, and here he's in the half guard of his opponent. He steps out, some really nice leg work, stepping around the side and then holding the hip right here and then going right to knee on belly. His opponent being very pesky with this leg coming through, and he does not get the pass, I don't believe. So, because that was not 3 seconds of control, his opponent doing a great job with his guard retention. That far leg is always the pesky one, and he is able to work that out and get back his guard, and that was very nice from his opponent here. And Bruno is trying to settle in back into guard. Yep, and they stop it. I guess they're too close to out of bounds. And I really like what's going on here, because anyone that's been grappling for a long time, you know you don't want to be in someone's closed guard, just because for one, it gives you two chances. You know, if you pull guard, closed guard, basically they have to open up your closed guard before they can start their passing again. So it's always good, because in my opinion, even though some people think of it as an old school guard, because if you get somebody into your closed guard, they've got to open up your legs just to be able to get out of your closed guard and then pass your open guard. So it's like two chances. But Bruno is stopping that with the knee in between, which you should always do. And his opponent here is going for a reverse de la Riva. He's got that hook pretty far up there, actually. It looks like he's trying to spin under, and right there, Bruno, you can't see it, he did the club right there. He grabbed around his opponent with the crossface, and he backstepped, and that will get him right around his opponent's guard, and he gets the pass, and now he's knee on belly, and I think he should have gotten points for that, but his opponent is trying to pull him back into the half guard. Now he's making a grip right here, which I don't love, because you're just leaving that hand out there in no man's land. And Bruno, maybe he's trying to mount. I'm not sure exactly. He's still got that knee on belly. He might be trying to set up something on that near side arm, but he also could have an attack, just like we saw in the last video, on this far arm. But I'm not sure if that's what he's going for, because while he has that grip right there, it's going to be hard to attack that. Bruno probably wants to break that off and get an underhook under here. But no, Bruno's looking to mount. That's very aggressive from Bruno, which is Bruno's style. Very nice to see, because from a spectator standpoint, being aggressive like that, it's very fun to watch. And Bruno there putting the shoulder pressure on. You can't really see it too well, but this guy, he wants to look into Bruno. And by Bruno leaning all of his weight this way, he's just forcing his shoulder onto his opponent's chin and neck. And this prevents him from looking in. And here you can see he let up the shoulder pressure, and now his opponent looks into him. And that's where he wants to be. His opponent wants to be. And now he's got the underhook, but then Bruno sees that and re-pummels out. And his opponent creates good space and gets his guard back. And now he's back. Oh, and Bruno trying right for the club again. Tries to get that crossface and sit off. And his opponent there trying to come up with an ankle pick. But his opponent, being wise, if he doesn't feel comfortable in the stand-up game, sitting on his butt, because this is still considered guard. Once he stands up, there's no more guard. And Bruno there pulling guard, and that's no good, because his opponent was sitting down, just like I was talking about. So his opponent was still in guard, and anytime you go from top to bottom and there was a guard established, then that person gets a sweep. So his opponent gets 2 points for the sweep right there, and now is just trying to smother or just stay very tight in Bruno's closed guard. Bruno's not closing it up, but it is still his closed guard, and his opponent, I don't like this. He has this underhook here, unless he's very, very good with the Sao Paulo pass, which is a just dangerous pass by nature. this underhook is not good. You do not want your hands on the mat because your opponent has a strong overhook, and Bruno grabbing the belt to help prevent any kind of hip movement from his opponent. His opponent bringing his hips up high, try to get a little bit more leverage, and here, unfortunately, they're behind the monitor, so I can't really see exactly what they're doing, but it looks like more of the same. His opponent still with that underhook, and Bruno, he was grabbing the belt. I'm not sure if he still is, but now he's closed his guard. He probably senses that his opponent might want to Sao Paulo pass with that underhook, and that's where you switch your hips and try to come to the far side. Bruno there, you can see him. He's even though we can't see too great, he's really working leverage on that leg. He's probably trying to bring his hips off to the side and come under for it's going to be an arm lock, but he will end up belly down in that position. But it looks like they got too far out of bounds, which is good for us. The ref knew that our camera was not able to see them anymore, so he's bringing them back to the center, and that is a good thing. He'll probably have them tie their belts, so it should just be 1 minute here. But Bruno, it's interesting. You think of a lot of Alliance and Atos guys as having these really new style games where they, throw out all of the basics that you've learned in the past, but Bruno working the closed guard here, so that's it just shows you that the basics do work as well, and they're very valid, and you have to know them. And here Bruno has the belt, and still his opponent with that underhook, and he's making space right here. But with this underhook, you can get omoplated really, really easy. You can get armbarred and triangled as well if you can get the other leg out. So that's kind of dangerous. And right there, yes, Bruno throws that leg over, and he goes right for the omoplata, and he sits up on it. And that's the danger of that underhook when you're in someone's closed guard. You can just get omoplated all day long. His opponent grabs his own belt there to keep the arm from coming out, and he stands up, which is probably a good thing. It uses a lot of energy, and I really like this grip on the far leg, because one thing that you can try to do from omoplata is you can really try to pendulum your leg far out, and that will bring your opponent's weight crashing down onto the mat, and then you can finish the omoplata. But he is able to shake out of that one, and now he's in Bruno's guard. And here he is looking to try to maybe knee slice pass this way. Most people try to pass to the left side, but his opponent's looking to pass to the right side right here, it looks like. But now he's in the butterfly guard of Bruno. And Bruno elevates him. Oh, and he passes the leg right over and gets a very sneaky armbar. Wow, he just caught his opponent snoozing. He was in the butterfly guard, and then Bruno just elevated him, and I guess he had a grip on that arm, saw that arm extended for just 1 split second, able to throw that leg over his head and then go right for the arm bar. So close guard, butterfly guard, and arm bar, more of the basics from these advanced grapplers. So pretty interesting stuff, but very effective. Obviously, I hope his opponent wasn't injured, but exciting match there, and it was pretty good back and forth too until the end, and Bruno just caught his opponent snoozing there. So thank you guys for joining again, and I will see you guys next week. All right, later.